Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, RV extraordinaire, coming to you from Beckley's Camping Center today to bring you the 2019. This is the Pleasure Weight Lexor FL, meaning front lounge. For more information on this camper or any others, be sure if you call, if you email, or if you stop by Beckley's Camping Center, you ask for the Air Force guy. But let's get on to this review. So this is a 2019 Lexor by Pleasure Weight. It is on the Dodge ProMaster chassis with a V6 gas motor. Now, there's some benefits to that. On the outside, you're going to notice you're going to have a nice big awning that goes out quite far. It has, of course, a porch light as well as the LED lights on the awning. On the off-door side, that is where you're going to see where you have your electrical hookup, you know, your water, your sewer, all that stuff is right on the driver's side. Very easy to get to. In under the, when you open the back door, you're going to notice you have good storage back there, and you can notice that this one has the lithium-ion battery for it. So now, if this is the first time you're watching my channel, by all means, reach down below, just click on subscribe, and there's a little bell right next to it. If you want to be notified when I am putting on new information, that'll notify you. And stay tuned because I have a lot more coming, but let's get on to the rest of this Lexor. So as I mentioned, you see how far the awning comes out, and you do have, and it's an adjustable light, LED light strip, and it's on the outside of the awning going back into your campsite. And as you can see, right over top of the door is the nice bright LED light if you wanted to use that as well. Now on the door side, you do have 110 outlets here so that you can plug in coffee makers, electric skillets, things of that nature. You're also going to have on the back side here an LP connector, and that's also where you will fill your LP bottle, and it makes it very, very easy for you. Now your generator is up underneath here. This is a 2800 Onan gasoline powered generator using the fuel from your fuel tank, which is 24 gallons, so a little bit better as far as longevity if you're doing some extensive boondocking. On the back, you're also going to notice you're going to have a hitch receiver, and this also is going to have, the nice thing is you're going to have here, you're going to have a 7-way as well as a 4-way connector. Makes it easy, you know, in case you're towing a boat or you're towing something that has either one of those, it is already set up for you. Now up on the top, up high, you're going to have your rear view camera, and you're going to be able to utilize that as you're driving down the road to be able to see what's behind you. Of course, you're going to have your rear vision, your rear view mirror as well as your side mirrors. Notice how the exhaust for the generator as well as your engine is exhausted to this side, leaving that your camping side, you know, fume free. So you're not having to worry about that coming into your campsite. Down here, this is going to have the Truma AquaGo, which is going to go over later. There's where you can see you have your electrical hookup cable. You've got to turn your LP gas on here, otherwise it will not work on the inside, as well as open the bottle. But city water connection, everything right there. Easy to get to. Outside shower. And then down below this door here, that is going to be where you have your sewer connection, as well as a sewer hose storage. And very easy for you to fill up your gas. That is hidden right here, right at the driver's door. Makes it very convenient when you're getting to the gas station. You're going to know where you need to be. Now for the screen door, it does have a screen door here. The difference with this one, it doesn't have the one that pulls from the side. Benefit there, you don't have the tracks that are going to go ahead and be getting all that dirt gummed up inside it. And how it is with sliding glass doors and so forth at your home, can you imagine how much you're going to be tracking in here while you're out in the wilderness? So let me show you how this works. So if you notice now I have it down, all you're doing when you do is you're rolling it up, you have little straps that you go ahead and connect it, and it's up there. And then you just have zippers on either side that you go ahead and pull, zip them down, and now it's ready to be used. But you say, damn, Paul, that's going to be a pain to go ahead and have to use the zippers. But the cool thing about this one, it's magnetic. So all you're doing when you're going in, you're just going to push on this side, it'll come apart, and then you just go ahead and have it go right back in place. That's how easy this works. Coming out, again, you just step out. This is where your magnet here and here is located, and it'll go right back in place. That simple. So when you're done with it, all you're going to do is roll it back up, secure it in place, and you're good to go. Nice thing with having this one, I know it's a little bit different, but having it set up this way is that as you're driving down the road, it's one less thing that's going to rattle as well. So that's how your screen door works. Now, the one other nice thing about Pleasure Way when they're bringing these to you is this thing only has 70 miles on it. These things are trucked here. They are not driven to the dealerships. So this is your Dodge ProMaster chassis. You're going to have, of course, air conditioning, heating. It's the automatic here. Now your parking brake is actually going to be located on the left side of your driver's seat, closer to the door there. You're going to have power windows. But the cool thing on these mirrors is it's a power mirror for the top as well as the bottom, and also electric for you to fold them in. So if you're parking on the side street, you're not worried about somebody ripping off your mirrors. So kind of give you an idea of what it looks like up in this area. Now both of these chairs do spin around, and you're able to use this, and I'm going to show you how you can use this as far as for a front lounge. So this is what we call the front lounge. The cool thing about the front lounge is it's versatile. You can use it in a number of different ways. As you can see, both of these chairs spin around. All it takes is you're just going to be pulling one of these to spin your chair, and then you're going to adjust it forward or back accordingly. As you can see, it has this table here. Notice how it doesn't have the leg on the floor. This is what we call a Lagoon Table. You can use this table here or use it in the rear. The nice thing about having a front lounge, for those of you that are using these on a regular basis and you're going to be staying out in them and camping for quite some time, maybe you're pulling a Jeep with you. So you're going to be going off-roading or doing whatever, sightseeing. You can keep the rear end left as a bed, and now you've got a place, and this table, it adjusts in a few different ways. You can adjust the height, you can adjust how this thing spins here. It also spins at this point, so you have 3 different pivot points on this table to make it convenient for you. But let's say that you want to set up like a little office. It also has a little table up in the front here, and then I can spin this around. It has 110 outlets as well as 12-volt outlets against the wall up in the front here, and I'm able to go ahead and use this as a little workstation. Now, for those of you that might remember the Lexor TS, this area here was a cabinet. So they've taken this cabinet away from here to make it a little workstation, give you a little more room, but then it also moved that cabinet to the back, which I'll go through with you in a little bit. So for these chairs, what you have is on either side, you have the adjustments for either the back reclining or tilting it forward, or you have it so you pivot. So when I turn this chair all the way over here, it is locked in place. It's not going anywhere. To unlock it, what I've got to do is I just reach down and then it unlocks it. So it's right here. So when you're sitting in the chair, unlike when you're in the Mercedes Sprinter chassis where you have the unlock and so forth behind the seat, in the Dodge ProMaster chassis, they're sitting right here on the chair. Makes it a lot more customer convenience or user friendly, if you will, to maneuver these seats. So I just want to show you how that table folds back down there, and of course the 110 outlet and your 12 volt. As you can see for the Lagoon Table, you can see where it is connected there. And then of course, looking towards the back, this is what you're looking at. So another thing that Pleasure Way is doing to kind of compete with the higher end Class B motorhomes is they're using the multiplex wiring system along with this panel. Now you're going to have 2 of these panels, and that's for convenience. You're going to have one here as well as one back by the bed. So over there, if you're in bed and you need to shut things off or turn things on, you can operate everything you can operate here, you can operate back there. As you come in your coach to turn on your battery, and this will be your coach batteries, you go ahead and you're turning the battery disconnect on. That'll connect your battery so you can have 12-volt power. Now, if you're plugged into 110 power, what that does by opening the circuit, that allows the coach battery to charge while you're plugged in. So with this panel here, you've got everything, one location for you to operate majority of things here. You hit the home button, and you can see you have your lighting pane, you have your temperature pane, meaning your AC, the vent, your water pump. This is where you check all your levels, and of course your generator. You've got your light button here. You can go ahead and turn all the lights off or turn them on as you wish. You've got individual buttons that you can go ahead and utilize. The gears button, what that does, that's going to go ahead and you have a power vent fan, which I'll get into in a little bit. You've got the awning as well as the rear sofa, which makes down to a bed. That's all right here. The last button, this is your settings, so you can set it for Celsius. You can set how bright you want the screen, as well as it talks about coach model, whether it's an Ascent or whether it's the Lexor, and you can set your time and so forth. But the cool thing with this thing is on the home button, you come into your generator, and what you have is you hit the settings. This has automatic generator start. The beautiful thing about that is that, well, let's say you have some pets in here and you're plugged into power, but you lose power. You can set this where it's going to come on. All you got to do, you have easy setup or you have manual setup, so you can set things. If you go through the easy setups, you can see it's going to ask you a couple questions. You know, when the batteries get low, when the climate control system needs to come on, needs power. It'll just walk you through it. What temperature settings, how long you want it to be on, and so forth. So that is all right here. Very easy for you to get through to set this up. And again, I mentioned that it is a multiplex wiring system. So that is all right here in this nice little panel. Now the next thing, and I mentioned when we were on the outside, that this does have the Truma AquaGo water heater. And what that will give you is that'll give you continuous hot water. And the way it does it, you know, there's different systems out there for consistent hot water or constant hot water. This is the upgrade. And the upgrade is this: it has a circulation system on there so that when you're not using it at all, the system will continually circulate the hot water through your lines. So that way there, when you open your spigot, you get hot water right. It's instant hot water. You don't have to wait for the cold water to get out of the lines. So that's your Truma water system, the hot water system. And then below this is for your inverter in the event that you're going to be dry camping, not running any generator or you're not plugged in, and it'll operate certain outlets. Now moving back through your coach, this is very similar to the Ascent in many ways. The one thing you're not going to have is you're not going to have that extension here for your countertop. And that's because you have this stuff here and because of the opening here. I'm sure if you really needed one, I'm sure something could be added. The TS is a little bit extended because you don't have this front little front lounge area, and so that your countertop is a little bit further. So this is a solid surface style countertop, and notice how big the sink is. A nice big cutting board, and then of course look at how high this faucet, and it's a pull-out one, so you can pull it out and so forth. But that's high out of the way, a little bit different than what the Ascent was of yesteryear, but nice little countertop extension, so that way there, if you're cooking over here, now you've got this extra counter space. You can see how you can move the faucet out of the way, and vice versa. If you're using the sink, then of course you can close the lid to the 2-burner cooktop. Now on the 2-burner cooktop, you don't need one of those lighters because you have a little sparker on here. Makes it easy for you to light. And then also you're going to notice, so a difference with this over the Ascent and also the TS is that your microwave is down here, and this is a convection microwave. Benefit with the convection microwave, you can cook it on microwave, you can cook in convection, or you can cook what we call half-time, which is a combination of convection with microwave, and it's quite conveniently located right underneath your cooktop. Okay, so moving back in through your kitchen area, you're going to notice you have a taller refrigerator because they've taken the microwave from here, put it down under the cabinet. Nice thing with this refrigerator, this is a 5 cubic foot refrigerator, and it works 3 different ways. You get the battery, you've got propane, or you've got 110 power. Now with this, it's not an automatic. It has a lighter for you to light it if you're going to put it on propane, and a switch, little dial switch to put it from battery, propane, or 110. Nice thing by being able to run it on battery as you drive down the road, that will maintain the coolness as you go down the road, so you don't have to have the propane where you have an open flame. That way there, if you need to be going through tunnels or you're pulling in for fuel, you don't have an open flame on the outside, because fuel vapors and a flame do not mix very well. So as you can see, the bathroom, quite spacious, nice big door. You can see you have the curtain that wraps around there. Nice big window, and notice how that is recessed. You've got good room there. You've got a curtain to pull down for the window. Again, solid surface style countertop with the undermount stainless steel sink, medicine cabinet. You can see your shower head with your sink. Good storage down below, out of the way there. Then of course your foot pedal, and that is a porcelain toilet. And you can see how you have a towel rack right there and back there for you. 2 lights. Nice little storage area right there to keep it back behind things. And you can see you also have a 110 outlet. So this is your bathroom. Now as you're coming in, remember I told you that you don't have that, the counter's a little bit shorter than TS. And you can see why here. You can see how you have this extra area where when you're sitting up there, you've got a place to put your feet. And you nice little grab handle as you're coming in the coach. And then you also have a little step up in the back, but that shouldn't be a problem. If you have that made as a bed all the time, that probably won't even be an issue for you, unless you have it made as twins. Now your kitchen storage, as you can see right here, you have this drawer down below the microwave, nice good sized drawer. And then of course you have storage up underneath the sink. Notice how your water pump is very accessible here, because you see this screen right here, this is something that people sometimes have issues with, but that's something you should be checking on a regular basis to see if you're getting any debris in it. I recommend that you use an inline water filtration system to alleviate that, that issue. So on this particular coach, what you're looking at is this is the almond natural ultra leather, and you need to really feel that when you stop in. The countertops are, this is a MOCHA maple cabinetry. And then of course the solid surface countertops, this is what they consider neutral concrete Corian. So it is a Corian, it's not a Corian like, it's actually a Corian countertop, which is a little bit pricier than other solid surface material that is out there. Now this also comes with you have a 285 watt solar panel at 15 amps, and then there's your controller right here along with 110 outlet. So it's right on the end of the counter. Now I'd mentioned about another panel. As you can see, it's back here. Same exact panel that was up front. That way there you're able to get to that. You can see you have the TV. That can pull out and swivel for you, so if you want to turn it around so you can watch it up front, you can. It has the Bose soundbar down below. And of course on either side here you have a little 12 volt connection. You have one here and one on this other side over here. And also notice how you have your heat duct is up off the floor. So you have one here and you're going to have one up there, and that will heat this coach quite nicely. Right next to it here, this is where your fuses and breakers are going to be. This is your LP leak detector as well as carbon monoxide detector. And here's your GFI outlet, which will reset any of the other outlets that are on that if there was an issue. So up above where the TV is, this is where you're going to have your LG Blu-ray DVD player. And as well as, this is a Power HD antenna. It's a line guard, which is an upgrade for watching a local TV. Notice how the doors hold up. You don't need to use your head. They hold up quite nicely. Good storage. And they lock closed. Now back here, this is going to have, we have some the magnet style curtains for the front, as well as some stuff, and you may not choose to keep it up there. There's actually some other places you can actually put that. So this will be adequate storage for you back here. Then down the passenger side, you can see that you have 3 more cabinets for additional storage. So something I want to point out to you is how Pleasureway does things. Notice how if I'm looking over my right shoulder as I'm driving, notice how I have a clear shot all the way down my my passenger side. Makes it very nice for when I'm looking, in addition to the mirrors. It's not blocked by having the bathroom on this side or additional closets. And it's all the way to the back. Now I had mentioned about additional storage. It's right up here, so if you wanted to store some of those items for the windows, they're magnetically put in place. Makes it easy for you to install, and those come as a standard item. Now I talked about this power vent fan. Something, if you were going to operate this power vent fan right here, make sure that you have a window somewhere in the coach opened up. You got these jalousie windows here. Just make sure you open one of these before you turn this on. That fan is going to be pulling air through, and if you don't have a window open, it's going to burn out the motor because it's going to be trying to pull air that there is nothing and there's nothing available for it. So make sure you have a window open. Now this has, you can set that up for a temperature control. So if it gets too hot in here, it can come on. It's also a rain sensor. Something I'd recommend you do is put a cover over it, fantastic vent fan cover, so that way there you can operate it in the rain, and that way you're not restricted. Then back at the backup on top, this is your air conditioner, and again that is controlled at the panel either here or in the back. To give you an idea of what it looks like on the roof of here, as you can see there's really not a lot of room left over because you have the 285 watt solar panels up there, that Winegard power antenna, and then of course your vent. So this is the roof of the Lexor. So I'd mentioned that this thing has a lithium-ion battery, and here it is. It's stored up underneath. You do have a charge line disconnect up underneath here, so if you do not have that on, so that's another safety feature. If you don't have it on there, it will not charge when you're plugged in. But as you can see, you have pretty good space under here. It does have the tools for you to change your spare tire right in the bag over there, and it has one other safety feature that they do supply for here. Let me show you what that is. So somewhere in your coach you're going to find a little packet like this. First time I saw it on one of my coaches, I thought it was maybe a first aid kit. It is actually something that will help you if you have a flat tire. You go ahead and pump up your tire, or maybe you have an inner tube, maybe you're going to go out tubing or something. Gives you something that you can go ahead and put some air into. So that's hidden somewhere in your coach. So I mentioned about them moving the storage area back, and you can see here it is right here. This is the cabinet. So inside of it, as you can see, they have the pieces of wood, and what those are for, that is so that you can complete this bed here. If you were going to make it a full bed all the way across, that's what you would do there. It also has the resets. The one on your left is going to be for your microwave, and the one on the right is going to be refrigerator. Now if you forget that, they are labeled. as you can see. And of course, this is where you can hang some things if you needed to as well. So that is there. Now, in order to put this thing down to a bed, all you need to do is you're going to be going to that screen I talked to you about, and it's going to say sofa, and all you do is put extend. And as you can see, it'll go ahead and lay down very easily for you. So now, if you want to just use this as a twin, you can leave these cushions like this. If not, if you want to make it a full bed, just get the boards out of here. They're going to go across here. These just lift up and fill in the section. The way this is set up, all depending on how tall you are, this bed is 6 feet by 6 feet. So you have a couple options. If it's just an individual, you could choose to sleep this direction if you want, or this direction as a twin. Nice thing about with a twin, as a twin bed, it makes it easy. You just roll over, you can put your feet down. Just remember that you have right here, there's a little step down. The reason for the step down is obviously because this is a front wheel drive, and of course where they've got to put the axles, they were able to drop the floor to give you a little more headroom in the middle area. Now, if you wish to take the table, the Lagoon table, and bring it back here, they've got the little platform mounted right here, and you're able to set it here, and again, it spins all the way around. But I think for most people, unless you're going to have maybe some guests and maybe you need to sit more than 2 people, I think that front location will work perfectly for you. So one last thing I want to show you is that all the windows, they have the MCD roller shades. So all you got to do is pull them down. And the windows are deeply tinted, but for privacy, you can pull the MCD roller shades down. You know, if you want them all the way down, you can bring them all the way down. If you want them up, you can have them up, so that kind of gives you the privacy, or be able to see out. I mean, there's a lot of windows that you're able to see around. So hope you enjoyed this. So this was the 2019 Pleasureway Lexor FL. For more information on this camper or any others, be sure if you call, if you email, if you stop by, you ask for Paul the Air Force guy. I do appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If for some reason you don't like the video, just don't give me a thumbs down. Tell me what I need to do to improve it. I appreciate the little feedback. These are not scripted videos, but I just try to make them as informative as I can. Give you something a little bit more than just pictures to look at. So that way there, when you go out to see it in person, you've got a little bit better understanding of what you're going to look at. But thanks again, and I'll be back at you again soon. Take care.